The moment Rasheeda Frost stepped into the spotlight, gently placing her hand on her growing belly, the room fell silent. The sparkle in her eyes told a story of happiness, hope, and a fresh start on a journey that hadn't been easy but one she had fought for. Her voice was filled with excitement as she shared the big news as she was pregnant again with Kirk Frost's child. But for Rasheeda, this wasn't just an announcement, it was a victory. It proved her strength, her faith in love, and the deep connection she still had with Kirk. Their marriage had been tested by many struggles, betrayals, misunderstandings, and a complicated past. But after everything, they seemed ready to build something beautiful again. I'm happy to say that Kirk and I are expecting again, Rasheeda said with a glowing smile, her eyes shining with emotion as she spoke to the media, surrounded by flashing cameras. It's been a tough journey, but we're moving forward. Our love is stronger than ever, and this baby is a blessing, Rasheeda said, standing beside Kirk. His proud expression matched hers. For all the mistakes Kirk had made, mistakes that had once pushed Rasheeda to her breaking point, this moment made everything feel worth it. This was his chance at redemption. Their baby was a symbol of hope, a fresh start in their complicated relationship. It showed they were working through their struggles and were committed to rebuilding their family. As the news spread, social media exploded with reactions. Fans, friends, and critics all had something to say. Some congratulated the couple for overcoming their past, while others questioned their relationship and timing. But for Rasheeda and Kirk, outside opinions didn't matter. They had survived the storm together and were focused on their future. However, not everyone was happy about the announcement. In fact, Jasmine, the woman at the center of so much of Kirk and Rasheeda's past drama, was completely devastated. Jasmine had always been a complicated part of their lives. She had come into the picture years ago, bringing pain and conflict with her. The paternity of her child had caused deep tension between Kirk and Rasheeda, and while the couple had managed to move forward, the scars of the past never fully healed. At one point, Jasmine had convinced herself that Kirk would choose her. She believed their connection was more than just a short-lived affair, but over time, that dream had slowly fallen apart. Her relationship with Kirk had never been the fairy tale she had imagined. It's been a tough journey, but we're moving forward. Our love is stronger than ever, and this baby is a blessing, Rasheeda said, standing beside Kirk, whose proud expression mirrored hers. Despite the mistakes Kirk had made, mistakes that had once nearly ended their marriage, this moment made everything feel worthwhile. It was his chance at redemption. Their baby symbolized hope, a fresh start in their complicated relationship. It was proof that they were working through their struggles and were committed to rebuilding their family. As the news spread, social media exploded with reactions. Fans, friends, and critics all weighed in. Some congratulated the couple for overcoming their past, while others questioned their relationship and timing. But Rasheeda and Kirk didn't care about outside opinions. They had survived the storm together and were focused on their future. However, not everyone was happy about the announcement. Jasmine, the woman who had been at the center of so much drama in Kirk and Rasheeda's marriage, was devastated. Jasmine had always been a complicated part of their lives. She had entered Kirk and Rasheeda's world years ago, bringing conflict and heartbreak with her. The paternity of her child had caused deep tension between the couple, and while Kirk and Rasheeda had eventually moved forward, the wounds of the past never fully healed. For a long time, Jasmine had believed that Kirk would choose her. She convinced herself that their connection was more than just a short-lived affair. But as time passed, that dream fell apart. Her relationship with Kirk had never been the love story she had imagined. Instead, it had brought more pain than she ever expected. Now, seeing Rasheeda's announcement, Jasmine felt every suppressed emotion rush back at the betrayal, the heartbreak, the lost hope. It all hit her at once, overwhelming her with hurt. She had spent years holding on to the idea of a future with Kirk, but now, there he was, standing by Rasheeda, stronger than ever, celebrating a new baby, and she was left to pick up the broken pieces of her own dreams. Alone in her apartment, away from the cameras and the world, Jasmine broke down. She had given so much of herself to Kirk, only to realize it wasn't enough. The family she had once wished for with him was now being built with someone else. Her hands trembled as she scrolled through endless messages, some from friends offering sympathy, others from people choosing sides without knowing the full story. But none of it mattered. Nothing could change the painful truth. Kirk had moved on. And more importantly, Rasheeda had won. Memories flooded her mind, moments when Kirk had promised to be there, moments when she believed he truly cared. But now, those memories felt like a distant dream, a chapter in her life that had finally come to a painful end, a broken bar life that had fallen apart. Rasheeda had won. She had fought for Kirk's love and succeeded in ways Jasmine never could. Tears streamed down Jasmine's face. She had tried to be strong, tried to move on, but the pain was too deep. It felt like all the progress she had made over the years had been erased by this one announcement. This wasn't supposed to happen, she whispered through her sobs. I was supposed to have a family. I was supposed to have everything I dreamed of. Now, she was left with nothing but heartbreak and the bitter sting of rejection. Kirk's love had always wavered, shifting between women, leaving her stuck in the middle. And now she knew that rather she was never the priority. She was the afterthought, the mistake, the one who never got the happy ending. But even through her tears, Jasmine knew this wasn't the end of her story. It was just another painful chapter, and like all chapters, it would eventually close. She didn't know how long it would take to heal, but one thing was clear, and no matter how much she had loved Kirk, it was never enough to make him choose her. Meanwhile, Rasheeda and Kirk were moving forward, their hearts full of hope. They had been through so much, but they were doing what they had always believed was possibly building a family, repairing their relationship, and embracing their future. The contrast between the two women was undeniable. Rasheeda stood strong, at peace with the life she had built, while Jasmine was left shattered, trying to piece herself back together. For one, this was a moment of celebration. For the other, it was a painful reminder of everything she had lost. But time has a way of healing even the deepest wounds. Rasheeda and Kirk's new journey was just beginning, while Jasmine would have to find her own way forward, learning from the past and, someday, letting go of the pain that had consumed so much of her life. For now, the world watched as Rasheeda and Kirk embraced their joy, while Jasmine faced a road of quiet reflection, trying to navigate the broken pieces of a life that no longer looked the way she had once imagined.